Good morning, this is Brenda, and I'm back with my review of 1988's Night of the Demons. This was really a fun one to go back and rewatch, another one I hadn't watched in decades. It has a very 80s feel, and I don't even know what you'd want to call it, if it's like corny or cheesy or campy. It's just fun. It takes place on Halloween night, and we have a group of teenagers that are going to an old funeral home to party. The funeral home is called Hull House, but of course they have to make a stop at a convenience store first to steal some snacks and booze. One of the girls bends over to distract the cashier so the other one can load up her big pillowcase-looking trick-or-treat bag with all the goodies. After they're done shoplifting, they go to the funeral home. They're dressed in their Halloween costumes, and I almost wish I was with them, although I don't condone the shoplifting. When they get there, they're all jumping around trying to scare each other, and of course the guys have that, oh, I'll protect you attitude, trying to keep the girls close to them. I'm sure at that age they're all just looking to get laid. They're drinking and dancing and having a good time, and the boombox goes out. It was mentioned that the batteries had just been replaced that morning, so with no music, why not have a seance? There are 10 teenagers at this party, and one of them speaks up and says, let's have a past life seance. They find a big old antique mirror, and they're supposed to sit in front of the mirror and gaze into it until it turns black. Then they can see who they were in a past life. Instead of seeing their past lives, one of the girls just sees how she's going to die. The lights go out, the mirror breaks, and they start to hear banging and think it's coming from the basement. We are taken down into the basement, and the crematorium door opens, so we're seeing it through the demon's eyes. We go back up to where all the teenagers are, and they start acting like they smell something that doesn't smell good, so they're sensing the demon there, but they can't see him. The demon possesses Suzanne, who starts acting differently. She has one of the unforgettable scenes that people still talk about, where she takes a lipstick tube and pushes it into her boob. It's definitely a breastplate, and I've seen enough RuPaul's Drag Race to know that they make them a lot more realistic now, but hey, for the time it serves its purpose. Angela is the character that always stood out to me. I think I wanted to be her back then. She's wearing black lace, a black veil, and there's just something about her. And I believe back in the day, the VHS cassette tape actually had her possessed face on the front cover. Now we have 8 possessed teenagers and 2 that are trying to really escape. They had been told the legend of an underground river that went around the entire funeral home that was marked by a wall. They find that the gate that they came in is now part of the wall and there's no escape. Angela had mentioned earlier about no hell on Halloween. It's like a special night of evil. So they're assuming that if they can hold out until the sun comes up, all the demons will go back to hell. I think the makeup is really good for the time. The demons look scary. During about the last 30 minutes of the movie, we only have 2 teenagers who are not possessed. We have Judy and Raj, and Judy takes a pipe that has gas, breaks it, lights it, so she's able to catch a couple of them on fire, which makes the demons look more scary when they're partially melted. Judy and Raj do make it over the wall by pulling themselves up on barbed wire, which bloodies their hands. Raj is the first one over the wall, and the demons are grabbing at Judy's legs, trying to keep her on that side of the wall, but Raj does get back on top of the wall and is able to grab Judy's hand. The sun starts coming up, and the demons are all sent back to hell. We see Raj and Judy walking home, and they look rough. They've really been through it. At the very beginning of the movie, we see an old man who's buying apples, hates Halloween, threatening to put razor blades in apples. We see him again at the end of the movie. His wife baked him an apple pie with those razor blades in it. So that was his last Halloween. All right, let's see how many wine glasses we're going to give this movie. Eerie? Yeah. Wine glass. You never know when your friend's going to be possessed and come around the corner. The environment? Yeah. Wine glass. Funeral parlor. Halloween night. Party. I would have so went to that party when I was a teenager. Evil? Yeah. Demons. So wine glass. Empathy? No, I'm not going to give it a wine glass for this one. How can you have empathy for them? They're out shoplifting and drinking. Okay, for entertaining, I'm going to give it 2 wine glasses because I'm determined to give this movie 5 wine glasses. I definitely recommend this movie. The acting is kind of bad, but that's part of it. That's part of the fun of it. Especially if you were a teenager in the 80s, go back and watch this movie again. Also, for fun, Tubi has a version of it with full commentary. If you do think this movie is bad, it was good enough to somebody because they made a couple sequels. Night of the Demons, the original, was 1988. We also have Night of the Demons Part 2 from 1994. We have Night of the Demons Part 3 from 1997, and there was a remake in 2009. The girl I like, Angela Franklin, is played by Amelia Kincaid, and she appears in Part 2 and 3. My next review also comes out of 1988. It is going to be 976 Evil, which was directed by Robert Englund, who played Freddy Krueger. If you have a really good horror movie from the 70s or 80s you would like me to watch and review, you can find me at bsstudios@myyahoo.com. So until next time.